Hi everyone, my name is Norman. I run the blog nimbleneedles.com, and today I want to show you how to do the mattress stitch. The mattress stitch is an invisible way to join two knitted pieces together. You can also use it to join a flat project in the round, and it only leaves a little ridge on the wrong side. It's one of my favorite finishing techniques. So let's dive right into it. In front of me are two swatches in stockinette stitch I want to join together. The mattress stitch only works with knit stitches on the right side, so ribbing, stockinette stitch, cables, all these kind of patterns are perfect. There are ways to join purl stitches and garter stitch as well, but that's another video. For now, you should only take away that you need a knit stitch edge on both sides. The idea behind the mattress stitch is quite simple. You can fold stockinette stitch along these lines of knit stitches, and if you take a closer look, you will see little ladders of ribs connecting these stitches. So what you're basically doing is you're folding the pieces on both sides, and then you're stitching them together using these ribs for an invisible seam. Let me show you. Before you start seaming, you may want to block your knitting for a neater finish. I've already done this. Then you can use the tail, the cast-on tail for the seaming, or a separate piece of yarn. I'm using a contrasting yarn here, but you should probably use the same color. Thread it on a blunt tapestry needle. You can find these at any craft store, but I'll put you a link in the description below just in case. The first thing you need to do is you have to identify the first column of knit stitches on the right side. This is the first column and this is the second column. And you have to find the first little rib here connecting these two stitches. This little rib here. And you have to go underneath it and pull your tapestry needle with the seaming yarn through, like this. And then you have to do the same on the other side. Find the first row of knit stitches, so here, and then you have to find the first little rib here, these ribs here, and go underneath. I usually pick up the cast-on loop as well for a better finish, and then you have to go through these as well. And don't tug on the tail yet, but instead find the rib that is directly above the one you just went through, and then pull the needle underneath that one as well, and then go back to the left side, find the next little rib and go underneath that one as well. Then go back to the left side, pick up the next little rib and go underneath it. And that's basically it. You just have to go underneath these ribs on both sides for the mattress stitch. Once you covered an inch or so in that manner, you can simply tuck on the tail and the seam will close just like that. See? And even though I used the contrasting yarn here, you cannot see it and the seam is invisible. Now here are two little tricks. Usually I pick up the two pieces I want to seam together like this. I feel this makes it so much easier to find the ribs, and I actually think it's faster, plus you can bring it so much closer to your face, and this again makes it easier to find the ribs. And then here's one more thing you need to know. I showed you that you need to go under each little rib separately, but you can also go underneath 2 ribs at the same time. Don't do this if you're knitting with 10mm needles, but for size 0, 1 or 2, I usually find it acceptable, and this will make it so much faster. Once you're finished with the seam, give the tail a good tuck so you're closing it. Don't pull too tight, then your seam will buckle, and you probably don't want that. If this happens, you can simply massage it back into shape. Now let's take a look at the wrong side as well. As I already told you, the mattress stitch leaves a little ridge here. And this ridge becomes bigger the further in from the edge you place your mattress stitch. I started seaming here, but you can also seam here between the 2nd and 3rd knit stitch, or the 3rd and 4th knit stitch. And the further in you go, the bigger the ridge here will get. Now, this can be really helpful for some last minute size adjustments. Maybe you knit a sweater and it's a bit too big, so you can place the seam here and make it 1/2 inch or so smaller. Though you will have to hide the little seam here on the inside if you do this. If for whatever reason you made a mistake, maybe you skipped a rib and the seam doesn't look very neat, then what you can do is you can pull really tight on the tail, and the seam will come undone again, and you can pull it apart and you can start all over again. If the seam is really long, then this won't work, and then you have to pick up your tapestry needle and unravel it 1 stitch at a time. And here's one last little thing I would like to mention. I showed you the rib stitch going in between 2 knit stitches. So in between here, these little ribs. But if you take a closer look, you will see that there are ribs in between the V of a knit stitch as well. And you can use these for seaming too. Just make sure you pick the same kind of ribs on both sides, and the seam will be just as invisible. Anyway, that's it. That's how you do the mattress stitch. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked it, and of course consider subscribing to my channel in case you don't want to miss any new videos. Happy knitting and enjoy the rest of your day.